We are here at the New England Sports Center in Marlborough, Massachusetts, where 250 athletically and academically ambitious student athletes will compete in a weekend filled with hockey and get a glimpse into what it's like at some of the most prestigious prep schools the country has to offer. I'm Joel Idelson, and this is New England Hockey Journal.
Call it a mutual introduction, a place where the young, bursting with ambition and aspiration, gather to meet the established providers of education and opportunity. For more than 2 decades, the Pre-Prep Showcase has provided the dance floor. Come for a weekend of hockey and enlightenment. Leave, perhaps with the keys to an exciting future. Showcase frontman Jeff Quebec developed the event by marrying his 2 passions.
My first passion is education, working in admissions, and I'm passionate about hockey. And I really believe in that first and foremost, that it's most important that these students find an opportunity to get a strong education. And I always tell parents that throughout the process, as I'm speaking to them and talking about the different benefits of the Pre-Prep Showcase, is that essentially we have 2 goals. The first goal is that you're going to come to the Pre-Prep Showcase and we want you to learn a lot. There's an awful lot of information out there. We want you to learn about independent schools, learn about the process. And our second goal is we want you to have fun.
I started out thinking about college and how did I get to college, which led me to the boarding schools, secondary, the prep schools, basically. And looking into the prep schools, I noticed that the hockey is really, really good for all these schools. And then when you keep on looking, it's going to be fun, and there's going to be a lot of coaches, and I just thought it was going to be great, so I just came here.
We have student athletes and their parents who value education, or else they probably wouldn't be here. There's certainly a tremendous amount of hockey opportunities every weekend throughout the summer, and we believe in the philosophy that at the end of the day, a lot of these kids need to just be kids too. Go to the beach, go fishing, read a book, not just be hockey, hockey, hockey. And so I think that what we're doing is we're attracting not only families that value education, hopefully we're attracting some good kids.
First of all, we want to show the hockey community that we're interested in what they're doing. We're here both to support the pre-prep people that have worked hard to put together this event, and we're also here to meet new kids. We think every kid's worth exploring, and we again want the hockey players and their families to know that we're interested in them.
I think the schools want to attract good kids to their schools. Good boys, good girls. Students are going to contribute, not only athletically, but they're also going to contribute, whether it be academically in the classroom, they're going to contribute in the arts, play musical instruments, be involved in theater, acting, drama. Student athletes are going to be involved in community service. These independent schools are looking for well-rounded students. And I think certainly a lot of families we've attracted over the years are strong reputations.
Number one, the audience that's here, it's what I found generally, it's kids that and families that really want to investigate the opportunity of prep school hockey. And it's a great opportunity to not only see the kids play, but to be able to coach them and then be able to have conversations with them about prep school life and what prep school has to offer.
So on top of the practices, the student athletes play in 4 games throughout the course of the weekend, and all the coaches behind the benches are private school coaches. And what we do is we rotate the coaches from game to game. So every single game, the student athletes are being exposed to coaches from all different schools. There's 2 coaches behind every bench for every single game, and that's not including the number of coaches that are in the stands watching the students play.
While it feels like hockey is the centerpiece of the weekend, an abundance of programming awaits families. From inspirational speeches to team-building exercises, from educational consultants to a prep school admissions fair, there is a deliberate dance for all involved.
And this year we have 50 schools represented from all over the U.S. and Canada, and it's a perfect opportunity for these student athletes and their family members to actually go and meet the coaches, meet the admissions officers firsthand, to ask the questions about these schools. I always tell parents what's right for one boy or girl doesn't mean it's right for your son or daughter. So it's a matter of finding the right fit. And there is a right fit for everyone, no matter what your background is.
For young hockey players growing up in New England, opportunities abound. It's part of the fabric of this region. But for those who don't reside in a place that lives and breathes the game, it takes an extra effort to find a way to continue fueling your passion. This is truly where the Pre-Prep Showcase shines. For student athletes like Kaz Matsuo and Sydney Wegner, playing in Japan and Florida, respectively, don't offer the same exposure as, say, Massachusetts or Michigan.
So I was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I moved to Japan for about a year or two, and then I moved to Toronto, Canada, which is where I started to play hockey when I was 4. And then when I was about 7 years old, I went to San Diego because of my dad's work and all that. And then at the age of 10, about 11, I moved back to Japan, again because of my dad's work.
I used to take dance, but I didn't like it. I almost got kicked out for roughhousing. So what we did was we took figure skating lessons to learn how to skate, and then it was either hockey or figure skating. My mom was like, "What do you want to do, hockey or figure skating?" I said, "I want to do hockey in a pretty pink dress." It's basically the whole reason why I want to go to a prep school, because hockey, you can like develop so much more on hockey and then go to prep school.
And then there's goalie Sarah Glaw. She resides in Hockey Mad Chicago, but plays in Madison, Wisconsin. Finding the combination of elite academics and athletics are what brought her to the showcase.
When I was younger, my brother played hockey, and whenever he'd go out in the yard to shoot, I'd always play goalie, and just love it. New England has the best visibility for colleges with hockey, and then the academics at the schools are really good. I think you learn a lot of time management. You become more independent because you're living by yourself, and you get better at everything you do.
In the end, the student athletes come away with new experiences, new exposures, new friends, and hopefully new beginnings.
That's fun because I've never played with a kid from Tokyo, or I've played a couple tournaments with some kids from Canada, but it's fun having them on my team because I'm usually only around the U.S., so it's fun having different kids from different countries on my team.
In Japan, you don't really get the hockey you get here, and the pre-prep showcase, it was a great experience for me. I mean, this we get 1 practice and 4 games in 3 days, which is great.
New England is home to what many consider the most impressive collection of private and college prep schools in the country. With hundreds of institutions to choose from, it can be overwhelming. But here in Marlborough, Massachusetts, the schools and coaches can take advantage of the long weekend to showcase their academics and athletics, as well as scout the talent.
Phillips Academy was started in 1778, so one of the earliest institutions in America. We have about 1,200 boys and girls, and on a beautiful campus in Andover, Massachusetts. We think we're a big school for people with big ideas and lots of room to grow. Well, I'm looking for someone that will be able to perform in the classroom. I'm looking for kids that can see beyond hockey. I'm looking for kids that have other interests, whether it be film, illustrations. Well, what you can see on the ice is this a team player? I look at how they go to the bench. I look at how they act on the bench, how they interact with each other. The coach, if I see a kid patting another kid on the back after a good shift, I like that. Are they staying on the ice too long? Everybody has skills now.
Our facilities that we have available to us on campus for our student body is exceptional. It's a big draw. We have the ability to have the ice in the fall for our kids as soon as they get to campus on day 1. It's their pond to skate on. I think our faculty is a big benefit for us too. We've got a very diverse faculty that bring a lot to the table. I think from a hockey perspective also, one of the things that may differentiate us is really my approach, my background that I bring to the team, and the relationships that I strive to have with every one of our players, not just during the season, but hopefully for many years to come. The biggest thing I look for is can the player skate? Prep League is a fast league. On any given night, you're playing against NHL draft picks or college committed players, so you got to be able to skate. The second thing I would look for is what's their skill set? How do they handle the puck? Can they shoot the puck? And the third thing is what's their overall IQ? Are they a smart player? And there's different styles of player too, and I'm open to all types of players. I think most coaches are. Maybe a defensive player, maybe a physical player, maybe a purely offensive player, but try to assess what their style is.
The Pre-Prep Showcase is all about exposure. On the ice, the games have winners and losers, but there are no trophies or medals to take home. Instead, families leave with a better sense of options, and schools have attempted to sell their merits to the next graduating class. With that in mind, you might say everyone goes home a winner.
From the New England Sports Center in Marlborough, Massachusetts, that's it for this week's episode of the New England Hockey Journal. We'll see you next time.